Introduction to photography. Photography, meaning drawing with light, is both an art form and a science, capturing moments and telling stories through images. It involves understanding how light interacts with subjects and how a camera records that interaction. This discipline has evolved significantly from its early chemical processes to today's advanced digital technologies, yet the core principles remain constant. A successful photographer combines technical proficiency with a keen artistic eye, transforming ordinary scenes into extraordinary visual narratives. This course will guide you through the fundamental concepts and practical skills required to master this captivating medium. We will explore the history, theory, and application of photography, preparing you for a creative journey. Understanding the basic concepts of photography lays the groundwork for all subsequent learning. It encompasses appreciating the role of light, recognizing compelling subjects, and developing a personal visual style. Photography is not merely about pressing a shutter button. It is about seeing the world differently and translating that vision into a tangible form. This introductory module will establish a strong conceptual framework, enabling you to approach your photographic endeavors with confidence and a clear understanding of the medium's potential. We will discuss the various genres and applications of photography, from fine art to commercial work. Camera fundamentals. Understanding your camera is paramount to taking control of your images, moving beyond automatic settings to intentional creation. Modern digital cameras, whether DSLRs or mirrorless, share core components that function together to capture light. Key elements include the lens, which focuses light onto the sensor, and the sensor itself, which converts light into digital data. The shutter controls the duration of light exposure, while the aperture regulates the amount of light entering the lens. Familiarity with these components allows for precise control over the final image, enabling creative expression. Mastering these fundamentals is the first step towards becoming a proficient photographer. Beyond the basic components, cameras offer a range of modes and settings that cater to different photographic situations. Program mode, aperture priority, shutter priority, and manual mode each provide varying degrees of control over exposure. Understanding when and how to use these modes is crucial for adapting to diverse lighting conditions and creative intentions. Additionally, features like autofocus systems, metering modes, and white balance settings further enhance a photographer's ability to capture accurate and aesthetically pleasing images. Delving into your camera's menu system and experimenting with its functions will unlock its full potential. Exposure triangle. Aperture. The exposure triangle consists of three interconnected settings: aperture, shutter speed, and ISO, all of which control the amount of light reaching the camera's sensor. Aperture, specifically, refers to the opening within the lens that regulates the quantity of light passing through. It is measured in f-stops, such as f2.8, f8, or f16, where smaller f numbers indicate a larger opening, and thus more light. A larger aperture also creates a shallower depth of field, blurring the background and isolating the subject. Conversely, a smaller aperture, larger f number, allows less light but yields a greater depth of field, keeping more of the scene in focus. Understanding aperture is crucial for controlling both brightness and creative focus. Mastering aperture allows photographers to make deliberate creative choices regarding depth of field, which significantly impacts the visual storytelling of an image. For portraits, a wide aperture, small f number, is often preferred to create a pleasing background blur, drawing attention to the subject's face. In landscape photography, a narrow aperture, large f number, is typically used to ensure that both foreground and background elements remain sharp and detailed. Experimenting with different f-stops in various scenarios will help you develop an intuitive understanding of how aperture affects your photographs. This control is fundamental to achieving specific artistic effects. Exposure triangle. Shutter speed. Shutter speed is the second critical component of the exposure triangle, determining the duration for which the camera sensor is exposed to light, measured in fractions of a second. Example, 100 thousandths, 1/60, or full seconds, it directly impacts how motion is captured in an image. A fast shutter speed freezes motion, making it ideal for sports photography or capturing fast-moving subjects with crisp detail. Conversely, a slow shutter speed allows for motion blur, which can be used creatively to convey movement, such as blurring water in a waterfall or light trails from moving vehicles. Selecting the appropriate shutter speed is essential for both correct exposure and artistic expression. Beyond freezing or blurring motion, shutter speed also plays a vital role in preventing camera shake, especially when shooting handheld. As a general rule, to avoid blur from camera movement, your shutter speed should be at least the reciprocal of your lens's focal length. Example, 100th ers for a 100mm lens. However, image stabilization technology in lenses and camera bodies can allow for slower handheld speeds. When using very slow shutter speeds, a tripod becomes indispensable to ensure sharpness. Understanding the interplay between shutter speed, motion, and camera stability is fundamental to producing sharp, impactful photographs. Exposure triangle, ISO. ISO is the third crucial element of the exposure triangle, representing the camera sensor's sensitivity to light. A lower ISO setting, such as ISO 100 or 200, indicates less sensitivity, requiring more light for a proper exposure but producing images with minimal digital noise. Conversely, a higher ISO setting, like ISO 1600 or 3200, increases the sensor's sensitivity, allowing for photography in low light conditions or with faster shutter speeds. However, this increased sensitivity comes at the cost of introducing more digital noise, which manifests as graininess or speckles in the image. Balancing ISO with aperture and shutter speed is key to achieving optimal image quality in various lighting scenarios. Strategic use of ISO is vital for adapting to challenging lighting environments without compromising image quality excessively. In bright daylight, keeping ISO at its lowest native setting ensures the cleanest possible image. When light levels drop, increasing ISO becomes necessary to maintain a usable shutter speed or aperture. Modern cameras offer impressive high ISO performance, making it possible to capture good images in conditions that were once impossible. Understanding your camera's noise characteristics at different ISO levels will help you make informed decisions, pushing the boundaries of what's photographically achievable while managing noise effectively. This knowledge empowers you to shoot confidently in diverse conditions. Lenses, types, and uses. Lenses are the eyes of your camera, fundamentally shaping how your images look by controlling focal length, aperture, and perspective. Different types of lenses are designed for specific photographic applications, each offering unique characteristics. Prime lenses have a fixed focal length, 50mm, 85mm, and typically offer wider maximum apertures, resulting in excellent low-light performance and beautiful background blur. Zoom lenses, conversely, provide a range of focal lengths, e.g. 24 to 70mm, 70 to 200mm, offering versatility and convenience for various shooting situations without needing to change lenses. Understanding these distinctions is crucial for selecting the right tool for your creative vision. Beyond prime and zoom, other specialized lenses cater to niche photographic needs. Wide-angle lenses, example 14mm, 24mm, are ideal for landscapes and architectural photography, capturing expansive scenes and emphasizing perspective. Telephoto lenses, example 200mm, 400mm, compress perspective and bring distant subjects closer, perfect for wildlife and sports. Macro lenses allow for extreme close-up photography, revealing intricate details of small subjects. Tilt-shift lenses offer unique control over perspective and plane of focus, often used in architectural and product photography. Each lens type provides distinct creative possibilities, expanding a photographer's artistic toolkit and enabling diverse visual storytelling. Composition techniques. Composition is the art of arranging elements within the frame to create a visually appealing and impactful image. It guides the viewer's eye and communicates the photographer's message effectively. The rule of thirds is one of the most fundamental compositional guidelines, suggesting that an image should be divided into 9 equal parts by 2 equally spaced horizontal and 2 equally spaced vertical lines. Placing key subjects or points of interest along these lines or at their intersections often creates a more balanced and engaging composition than simply centering the subject. This technique helps to add dynamism and visual interest to your photographs, making them more aesthetically pleasing. Leading lines are another powerful compositional tool, using natural or artificial lines within the scene to direct the viewer's eye towards the main subject or through the image. These lines can be roads, fences, rivers, or even patterns in architecture, creating a sense of depth and movement. S-curves, diagonals, and converging lines all serve to add visual flow and energy to a photograph. By consciously identifying and incorporating leading lines, photographers can create more dynamic and immersive images, drawing the viewer deeper into the scene. This technique is particularly effective in landscape and architectural photography. Composition techniques. 2. Framing is a compositional technique that uses elements within the scene to create a natural frame around your main subject, drawing attention to it and adding depth. This can involve using doorways, windows, tree branches, or even people to enclose your subject. A natural frame helps to isolate the subject from distractions and provides context, making the image more engaging and storytelling. It adds layers to the composition, inviting the viewer to look through the frame to discover the main point of interest. Effective framing enhances the visual impact and creates a sense of looking into a scene. Symmetry and patterns are powerful compositional elements that can create visually striking and harmonious images. Symmetry, whether perfect or near perfect, often evokes a sense of balance, order, and beauty, commonly found in architecture, reflections, or natural formations. Patterns, which are repetitions of shapes, colors, or textures, add rhythm and visual interest, guiding the eye through the frame. Breaking a pattern with a single contrasting element can also create a strong focal point. Employing symmetry and patterns thoughtfully can transform an ordinary scene into an extraordinary photograph, adding a sophisticated layer to your visual narrative. Lighting. Natural light. Natural light is the most accessible and often the most beautiful light source available to photographers, offering a vast range of moods and qualities throughout the day. Understanding how natural light behaves is fundamental to capturing compelling images. The golden hour, shortly after sunrise and before sunset, provides soft, warm, and directional light that is highly flattering for portraits and landscapes. Midday sun, conversely, is harsh and creates strong shadows, often challenging for photography unless used creatively for high-contrast effects. Overcast days offer soft, diffused light, ideal for portraits and detailed close-ups as it minimizes harsh shadows. Learning to observe and anticipate natural light conditions is a critical skill. Working with natural light involves more than just recognizing its quality. It also means understanding its direction and intensity. Front lighting illuminates the subject evenly but can flatten features. Side lighting creates shadows and highlights, adding dimension and texture to the subject. Backlighting, where the light source is behind the subject, can produce dramatic silhouettes or glowing rim light, separating the subject from the background. Reflectors and diffusers are simple tools that can be used to modify natural light, bouncing light into shadows or softening harsh rays. Mastering natural light allows photographers to create evocative and authentic images without relying on artificial sources. Lighting. Artificial light. Artificial light sources provide photographers with precise control over illumination, allowing for consistent results regardless of ambient conditions. Studio strobes, speedlights, and continuous LED lights are common tools, each offering distinct advantages. Studio strobes are powerful flashes, typically used in controlled environments, providing intense bursts of light for high-quality commercial and portrait work. Speed lights are smaller, portable flashes that can be mounted on camera or used off camera for versatile lighting setups. Continuous LED lights offer constant illumination, useful for video and for seeing the exact lighting effect before taking the shot. Understanding the characteristics of each type is crucial for effective use. Modifying artificial light is as important as the light source itself. Light modifiers such as softboxes, umbrellas, beauty dishes, and grids shape the light, controlling its quality, direction, and spread. Softboxes and umbrellas diffuse light, creating a softer, more even illumination, ideal for flattering portraits. Beauty dishes produce a more focused, slightly harder light, with a distinct catchlight, often favored in fashion photography. Grids narrow the beam of light, preventing spill and creating more dramatic, controlled lighting. By combining different light sources with appropriate modifiers, photographers can sculpt light to achieve virtually any desired mood or effect, transforming a scene with precision and creativity. White balance and color theory. White balance is a critical camera setting that ensures the colors in your photographs are rendered accurately, regardless of the color temperature of the light source. Different light sources emit light at various color temperatures measured in Kelvin, K. For instance, daylight is around 5500 K, tungsten bulbs are warmer at 2800 K, and shade is cooler at 7000 K. If white balance is incorrect, white objects in your image might appear blue, orange, or green. Cameras offer preset white balance options, example, daylight, cloudy, tungsten, fluorescent, and a custom white balance setting, allowing for precise color correction. Achieving correct white balance is essential for true-to-life color representation. Beyond technical accuracy, understanding basic color theory enhances a photographer's ability to use color creatively and evoke specific emotions. Complementary colors, opposite each other on the color wheel, for example blue and orange, create strong contrast and visual vibrancy. Analogous colors, next to each other, for example blue, green, and teal, produce harmonious and calming compositions. Monochromatic schemes, using variations of a single color, can create a sense of unity and sophistication. Warm colors, reds, yellows, tend to advance and energize, while cool colors, blues, greens, recede and calm. Consciously applying color theory allows photographers to craft images with intentional mood and impact. Focus and depth of field. Focus is the process of adjusting the lens to bring a specific subject into sharp clarity, making it the most distinct element in the image. Modern cameras offer various autofocus modes, such as single shot, AFS, for stationary subjects, and continuous, AFC, for moving subjects, providing flexibility for different scenarios. Manual focus, while more challenging, offers ultimate precision, especially in low light or when autofocus struggles. Achieving critical focus is paramount for professional-looking photographs, as a blurry subject can significantly detract from an image's impact. Understanding and mastering your camera's focusing capabilities is a fundamental skill for any photographer. Depth of field, DOF, refers to the range of distance in a photograph that appears acceptably sharp. It is influenced by three main factors: aperture, focal length, and the distance between the camera and the subject. A wider aperture, smaller f number, a longer focal length, and a closer subject distance all contribute to a shallower depth of field, resulting in a blurred background, bokeh, that isolates the subject. Conversely, a narrower aperture, a shorter focal length, and a greater subject distance yield a deeper depth of field, keeping more of the scene in focus. Deliberately controlling DOF allows photographers to guide the viewer's attention and add artistic dimension to their images, creating a sense of separation or immersion. Understanding metering modes. Metering modes determine how your camera measures the light in a scene to calculate the correct exposure. Modern cameras offer several modes, each designed for different situations. Evaluative or matrix metering, brand-dependent, analyzes the entire scene, attempting to balance highlights and shadows for an average exposure, making it suitable for most general photography. Center-weighted metering prioritizes the center of the frame but still considers the edges, often useful for portraits where the subject is centrally located. Understanding these modes helps you achieve balanced exposures, preventing blown-out highlights or crushed shadows. Spot metering is a highly precise mode that measures light from a very small, specific area of the frame, typically 1 to 5% of the total area. This mode is invaluable in high-contrast situations, such as backlighting, or when photographing a small subject against a much brighter or darker background. By metering off a neutral tone on your subject, you can ensure accurate exposure for that specific element, even if the rest of the scene is over or underexposed. Partial metering is similar but measures a slightly larger area than spot metering. Mastering metering modes gives you greater control over exposure accuracy, especially in challenging lighting conditions, allowing for more intentional and impactful images. File formats, JPEG versus RAW. Understanding camera file formats is crucial for managing image quality and post-processing flexibility. JPEG, Joint Photographic Experts Group, is a compressed file format that processes and saves images with lossy compression directly in the camera. This means some image data is permanently discarded to create smaller file sizes, making JPEGs convenient for sharing and immediate use. The camera applies settings like white balance, sharpening, and color profiles during capture. While JPEGs are universally compatible and quick to handle, they offer limited flexibility for extensive editing without degrading image quality. They are suitable for situations where quick turnaround and smaller file sizes are prioritized. RAW files, conversely, are uncompressed or minimally compressed files that contain all the data captured by the camera's sensor, often referred to as a digital negative. Unlike JPEGs, RAW files retain maximum image information, including a wider dynamic range and more color depth. This provides immense flexibility during post-processing, allowing for significant adjustments to exposure, white balance, highlights, shadows, and color without loss of quality. While RAW files are larger and require specialized software for editing, they are the preferred choice for professional photographers who demand the highest image quality and creative control over their final output. The ability to recover details from under or overexposed areas is a significant advantage of RAW. Basic post-processing. Post-processing is an integral part of modern photography, allowing photographers to refine and enhance their images to match their creative vision. Basic adjustments typically include correcting exposure, adjusting contrast, fine-tuning white balance, and cropping for better composition. Software like Adobe Lightroom or Photoshop provides powerful tools for these tasks. Even subtle adjustments can significantly improve an image's impact, bringing out details that might be lost in the original capture. Post-processing is not about creating artificial images, but about realizing the full potential of the captured data, much like a darkroom process in analog photography. It is a crucial step in transforming a good photograph into a great one. Beyond fundamental corrections, basic post-processing also involves managing colors and tones. Adjusting saturation and vibrance can make colors pop or appear more natural, depending on the desired effect. Manipulating highlights and shadows allows for recovery of detail in overexposed or underexposed areas, expanding the dynamic range of the image. Sharpening enhances edge definition, while noise reduction helps clean up graininess from high ISO shots. Learning to use these tools effectively requires practice and a discerning eye. A well-executed post-processing workflow can elevate your photography, ensuring your images are polished and visually compelling, ready for display or print. Portrait photography. Portrait photography focuses on capturing the essence, personality, and mood of an individual or group. It is one of the most popular and challenging genres, requiring a blend of technical skill and interpersonal connection. Key elements include choosing the right lens, typically a prime lens like 50mm or 85mm for flattering perspective and beautiful bokeh, and mastering lighting to sculpt the face and highlight features. Posing and directing your subject are equally important. as they help to create a comfortable atmosphere and elicit genuine expressions. A successful portrait goes beyond a mere likeness. It reveals something deeper about the subject, creating an emotional connection with the viewer. Effective portraiture also involves careful consideration of background, wardrobe, and location. A clean, uncluttered background ensures the subject remains the focal point, while a complementary background can add context and interest without distracting. Wardrobe choices should align with the desired mood and style of the portrait. Locations, whether a studio, urban setting, or natural landscape, contribute significantly to the narrative. Understanding how to communicate effectively with your subjects, building rapport and making them feel at ease are invaluable skills. Mastering these aspects allows photographers to create compelling and memorable portraits that truly resonate. Landscape photography. Landscape photography captures the grandeur and beauty of natural environments, from vast mountain ranges to serene coastlines. It often involves meticulous planning, including scouting locations, checking weather forecasts, and understanding the movement of the sun and moon. Wide-angle lenses are commonly used to encompass expansive scenes and emphasize depth, while telephoto lenses can isolate distant features or compress perspective. Key compositional elements like leading lines, foreground interest, and the rule of thirds are crucial for creating impactful landscape images. Patience is a virtue in this genre, as waiting for the perfect light or weather conditions can make all the difference. Achieving optimal sharpness from foreground to background is a common goal in landscape photography, often accomplished by using a narrow aperture, for example, f11, f16, and focusing at the hyperfocal distance. Tripods are essential for stability, especially when using slower shutter speeds in low light or for long exposures to smooth water. Graduated neutral density (GND) filters help balance the exposure between a bright sky and a darker foreground, while polarizers reduce glare and enhance colors. Mastering these technical aspects, combined with an appreciation for nature's beauty, allows landscape photographers to create breathtaking and immersive images that transport the viewer to the scene. Street photography. Street photography is about capturing candid moments of everyday life in public spaces, often focusing on human interaction, urban landscapes, and the unexpected. It requires keen observation skills, quick reflexes, and an ability to anticipate moments. Photographers often use discrete cameras and prime lenses, e.g. 35mm, 50mm, to remain unobtrusive and blend into the environment. The essence of street photography lies in its spontaneity and authenticity, documenting the unposed and unfiltered reality of urban existence. It is a genre that celebrates the ordinary, transforming fleeting moments into compelling visual narratives. Ethical considerations regarding privacy are also paramount in this style. Successful street photography often relies on strong composition, decisive moments, and an understanding of light and shadow. Look for interesting juxtapositions, compelling gestures, and unique characters. The decisive moment, a concept popularized by Henri Cartier-Bresson, refers to the precise instant when all elements in the frame align to create a perfect, meaningful composition. Shooting from the hip, pre-focusing, and using zone focusing techniques can help capture these fleeting moments without drawing attention. Street photography is a continuous exercise in seeing, reacting, and storytelling, offering endless opportunities for creative expression within the urban tapestry. Macro photography. Macro photography is the art of capturing extreme close-up images of small subjects, revealing intricate details often invisible to the naked eye. It involves specialized equipment and techniques to achieve high magnification and sharp focus. Dedicated macro lenses are designed to focus very closely, often achieving a 1:1 reproduction ratio or greater, meaning the subject is rendered at life size on the camera sensor. These lenses typically have a longer working distance, allowing for better lighting and less disturbance to the subject. Macro photography opens up a hidden world of beauty, from the delicate structures of insects to the textures of plant life, transforming the miniature into the magnificent. Achieving sharp focus and adequate lighting are the primary challenges in macro photography. Due to the extreme magnification, depth of field becomes incredibly shallow, often mere millimeters, requiring precise focusing techniques like focus stacking, taking multiple shots at different focus points and combining them. Lighting is crucial to illuminate tiny details and can involve ring flashes, small LED panels, or diffusers to soften harsh light. Tripods and focusing rails are essential for stability and precise adjustments. Patience and a keen eye for detail are paramount in this genre, allowing photographers to explore and document the microscopic wonders of the world with stunning clarity and artistic vision. Architectural photography captures the aesthetics and design of buildings and structures, emphasizing their form, texture, and relationship with their environment. It requires a strong understanding of composition, perspective, and light to convey the architect's vision and the building's character. Wide-angle lenses are frequently used to capture entire facades or interiors, while tilt-shift lenses are invaluable for correcting converging verticals and maintaining straight lines, ensuring architectural accuracy. This genre demands precision and attention to detail, transforming static structures into dynamic visual statements. It often involves both exterior and interior shots, each presenting unique challenges and opportunities. Lighting plays a crucial role in architectural photography, shaping the mood and revealing the textures and materials of a building. Natural light, especially during the golden hour or on overcast days, can highlight architectural details and create dramatic shadows. Artificial lighting, such as interior lights or strategically placed strobes, can be used to emphasize specific features or create a desired ambience. Post-processing is also vital for correcting distortions, enhancing details, and ensuring color accuracy. By combining technical proficiency with an artistic eye, architectural photographers create images that celebrate design, structure, and the interplay of light and form, providing a powerful visual record of human ingenuity.